finally here we are with my 6th segmented speedrun on speedrun 4. Now, essentially, if you're new here, I'll give you a breakdown on how this works real quick. So essentially, the way that I do segmented speedruns is I just do them for fun. I don't do them to see, like a best possible speedrun. Because I honestly don't have the time to edit all of that together. And so essentially what I do instead is I take, in the previous 45 speedruns that I've done, I take the first level from the first of those days, the second level from the second of those days, the third level from the third of those days, on and on and on, 45th level from the 45th of those days. And so for this segment, I used days 226 through 270. And so the first level will be on day 226, second level's on day 227, third level's the third level from day 228, etc., etc. And then the final 45th level is from day 270. Alright, well, here we go. So we begin, obviously, in level 1. It is the easiest level in the game. I think I've said that 6 times now. Yeah, it's also kind of crazy, though, because I'm already at 270, and I actually be posting 3 more runs today after this segment run, so it's really going to be 273. And, oops, I forgot to switch. But essentially, the funny thing is that I only have until the 8th segmented run, which is 2 from now, and then I'll already be at day 360. And 5 days after that, it'll be 1 year speedrunning, which is pretty crazy. It has not felt like a fucking year. But on we march. We'll see. In this segment, I actually did a combination of both no major skips and no skips runs. And essentially, just to break it down, no major skips allows you to do more skips that gets you through the level by clearing less platforms. And so essentially, no major skips is much faster than no skips. It's also cooler because it uses glitches, and glitches are fucking cool. Anyways, the timer on the left of your screen is going to be the timer from that specific run. The timer on the right of your screen is going to be our splice timer. And so, for example, this timer on the left is from day 229. Timer on the right, you'll see as a number 6, because that's our 6th segmented speedrun. So we keep going. So yeah, right now, the splice timer is actually like a second ahead of the this run's timer. So it's cool to see how the splice timer looks in comparison to the other timers. Keep going. They're pretty synced up right here. Anyways, my current segmented PB is a 1938. So we'll see if it can be broken. But if there's any levels which usually have skips, unfortunately, that's if it's any levels that have skips and I played them in a while I was playing no skips, so essentially levels that I would usually play with no major skips, but I didn't use them, then we're not getting a PB. So we'll see what happens. So I probably going forward, I'll just do either completely no major skips for any segment or completely no skips for 45 levels straight. I probably should have been doing that first, but I don't really care. I did not think I had that far. Already on level 8. Not much to say about these levels. They're pretty self-explanatory. They're pretty simple. This is when Verse was obviously first making the game, so these are all really simple levels. They're very themed as well, because, again, when they're simple, there's nothing else you can really do but follow the theme. Trudging along, so, yep. You'll notice I occasionally clear a few platforms, and you might think that's a skip if you're new. That's not a skip. That's a shortcut. That's what I call a shortcut. A skip is essentially something where you either utilize an emote to make your hitbox do something that it shouldn't usually do to go further in a stage, or you use a platform that would usually be made for decoration and you jump on that platform to get further in the stage while it's cutting off a lot of it. That's what a skip is. We'll actually hopefully see a pretty good example of a skip pretty shortly here. It's like rather that was a shortcut. This might be one as well. Nope. Yeah, again, 12 and 13 are probably some of the hardest levels in this easier stack, 16 being the hardest. I say the easier levels stop being easy around like 24, 25. Anyways, we'll see a skip coming up right here shortly. Unless, of course, I was doing a no skips speedrun, which I was not. So here it is. This is a decorative platform I'm using. So I loop around it to the second platform and jump off. And you literally go from the start of the level to the end of the level in 9 seconds. It's funny. So that is what a skip is, and that's not allowed in the no skips category, because you're not supposed to use that platform in ordinary gameplay. It's probably also the easiest skip in the entire game. Well, I don't know. It's funny, there's a few candidates for easiest skip in the whole game. Oh, this must have been New Year's Eve or something. Because I have the New Year's hat on. Yeah, here's one of the more difficult. Oh yeah, it was. Because I'm in a public server. That's the day I fucked up my server renewal. It's the final speedrun of the Big 25. And boom, we go into 2026 just like that. With my first ever no skip speedrun. Alright, so this level actually also does have a skip, but I did not do it. So, that's unfortunate. But oh well. Happy New Year. If you go actually back to this video, which I think was day 242, I was all like optimistic about the new year, and then 2 days later, my country fucking invades another one. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be so optimistic. Somehow I actually got a time gain, but like barely anything. Like I'm still like a tenth of a second ahead, which is weird. Oh, but that's gonna destroy it. Yep. Stupid mistakes like that. Screw up runs. Oh, 2 mistakes. Oh shit. This was not a good day for me. Dang, yeah, I was on my way to possibly PBing. And I fucked up twice. So it's gonna cost me. I mean, I don't think we really were, because this clock's already a bit behind the other one. The left clock's already behind the splice timer, but geez, 30 seconds. Oh, that's gonna be hard to come back from. I don't think we can get a PB. Predicted time is gonna be like a 2011. But we keep going. I think this is the day we beat the Eagles in the playoffs, so that was pretty cool. This level has a lot of shortcuts. You'll see them. Actually, right now, that's a shortcut right there. Is another one. Just keep going, you know. That level has a lot of close together platforms, so it's easier to find those. This level,
You'll probably see it coming up here. It has a lot of these glitched things, and I guess I didn't talk about them. They're called bug jumps, and I don't see any, so I guess I won't talk about them yet. That's where usually this level has a ton of them. Seems like the game was actually behaving today, or that day.
This level also has a skip, but I don't use it because I'm not proficient in it yet. But I believe you can save like 10 seconds if you do use it, so it's pretty useful. It's also not too bad compared to some of the other ones. Actually save 14 seconds on that level too, because apparently in the last segmented run I died on it or something. That's basically what we're relying on right now, seeing if I can avoid dying in certain levels that I did die in the previous run. That's the only way I can PB. And even at that, there's so many skip levels that I might not have used the skips on because I just happened to be doing a no skips run that day. We'll see right here. Looks like alright. Here's another skip. So you can use these gems, these diamonds, whatever. You can jump off them. And yeah, you can barely stick the landing to once again go from the start to the finish. Here's where the game begins to get a little bit harder, but not really hard. The game's hardness peaks at level 29, and then it gets really fucking easy again for some reason. Yeah, we're approaching another level that requires, or not it requires, but another level that has a skip. I don't think I was actually doing it at this time though. Level 27, the ice cream land. Yeah, I was not doing it. So the skip entails essentially, if we can turn at some point, I can show you. So you see right there, I'll point at that again. Right there on the right side of your screen, that candy cane arch, you can use a few of those as well as that big island we're passing right now to essentially go from the mid-start of the level to the mid-end of the level. That saves like 12 seconds. And I've been using it more often recently because I need it for PBing. But yeah, this is probably the third hardest level just because the clouds are not actually, the platforms are not shaped like the clouds, they're rectangular, and so the clouds are lying about their hitbox. This is the hardest level in the game, just because it has so many of those small platforms. But it's pretty easy to master, just because there's no skips at all. There's a few minor shortcuts, so it's easier to get the hang of. Nice. We're entering level 30 now. We're at 1240. Wonderful. We're an entire 40 seconds behind this run's timer. It's a pretty good reference point of how far behind a PB I am. Here now level 31. So these are part of the 15 new levels that the creator of the game Verse added. I don't think they're very well made. If you go to any of my runs, especially these runs where I'm already behind by a lot, you'll hear a few of my stronger opinions about these stages. Some viewer discretion may be advised. But yeah, this level, so a lot of these levels are really easy. The difficulty in them comes from the fact that you see how many of these center platforms he has. Like, you know, that shampoo bottle, the duck. So all of these levels, I think most of them, have an invisible wall in the middle. which essentially prevents you from being able to jump from the beginning to the end. But of course, most speedrunners don't settle for things as trivial as invisible walls. There's already been several glitches to either get around them or just fucking go right through them. One of the most blatant of them being if you have two people playing the game, and I believe it's called the Martello du Chao emote. If you pick someone up and you do that emote, you can literally throw them through the fucking invisible wall. Which means if the mods hopefully at some point allow a 2-player any percent glitch category, we can get some pretty crazy times in these stages. And here we go. I fell in some adversity here. Let's see if I try to get out. If I'm successful. I'm trying to look for a place I can run with the wall. Looks like I am successful. That's pretty cool. I'd say, I mean, obviously that wastes a lot of time, but it's much faster than dying and going back. Here, another level I'll show you how you can utilize a little wall barrier jump. Jump off this thing. You go up here and jump. You can just get around the wall. And you see I was sliding on that invisible wall right there until I got through it. So that's how you do the skip in this level. So that's just one way that speedrunners have figured out how to fuck over these levels. Another one. I believe this one might have a skip right now. I'm not sure. But I don't use it, obviously. No, that was close. Go here again. This level does have a skip, but I was running on no skips, so I did not use it. But it once again involves basically using the all of the clutter to get around the wall, pretty much. It's funny. He first made walls so you couldn't use the clutter in the middle, but he did not account for the amount of clutter around the levels that can get you around the fucking wall. We are now on Gold Dragon Lair. This level also has a skip, but again, I was not fucking running no major skips, so I don't do it. God damn. Well, that's kind of annoying. Yeah, I'm definitely moving forward, just going to focus on all no major skips or all no skips for 45 levels straight, because this is not acceptable. But whatever, we carry on. Finally, we're back on no major skips. This level also has a skip, but I don't do it because I'm not proficient in it. It involves using this scooper. You didn't see it. Fuck, I didn't pan to it. Well, I don't know. It involves using a scooper to essentially jump from the middle to the middle end. It only shaves off like 5 seconds, but it's pretty useful. And this level also has a skip, level 40. Let's see, I do try it here. I'm not sure if I'm successful. I am successful, cool. So that saves another 5 seconds. Here we go now. This is my least favorite level, just because it has so many bugs in it. Like these platforms right here are so buggy. Sometimes they just don't let you jump and you fall off and die. But this time I figured out how to not die to them, so this level's not as annoying, but it's still really fucking infuriating. And with the final home stretch, only 4 levels to go. The office. This level also has a skip. I forgot to mention too, that previous level did have a skip, but basically there's 2 skips in that level, in level 41. One is easy, one is stupid hard. This level also has a stupid hard skip that nobody's done in a no major skips full game run yet. Just because it's at the very end of the game, and so sacrificing an entire run for possibly doing a skip is not something a lot of people want to do. Another easy skip right here though. This skip might be easier than 14's. I make a firm argument it is. This level, you guessed it, also has a skip. We officially reached the 19-minute threshold, but unfortunately we will not PB in our segmented speedrun category, which doesn't exist. I made it the fuck up. And now we are at the end of our adventure. Let's see. I'm not sure. This is going to be close. I wonder if I can sub 20 in a segmented timer. Oh dang, this one was heartbreaking too. I was on PB pace till the upside down forest fucked me over. And then everything just went downhill from there. But it looks like we will not be getting a sub 20 segmented run. Heartbreaking. And final time, 20 minutes, 3 seconds, and 6 seconds. That is the 6th segmented speedrun. A lot of deaths, and honestly a lot of times I just wasn't utilizing skips, obviously because I was just playing no skips on the day that level was taken from. And so I guess the meta going forward is to not just choppily play both categories, but to just focus on one for a long time and focus on another. That'll probably also be good for long term too, so give me more long term practice and success. Alright, cool, that's about all I have to say. See you in the next 45 days again for another segmented speedrun. And, yep.